The story about the island of Atlantis was first told 2,300 years ago, by the Greek philosopher Plato. He said there was a great ancient city, that was destroyed and submerged under the Atlantic Ocean. It is unclear whether Greeks at the time took Plato's account as a metaphor for the fall of successful societies, or believed it was a record of history. 1. Where is Atlantis, the mysterious location? The biggest question that boggles the minds of all scientists is where Atlantis is. The narration suggested that the city is believed to have sunk into the sea after an earthquake or tsunami. According to him, the so-called Atlantis was a large island near the Rock of Gibraltar, and consisted of a Poseidon statue, concentric walls and canals. Plato added that the city under the sea should have been somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. However, no technology has revealed any such town on the ocean bed. While some theories suggested that the Atlantis is located in the Mediterranean, off the coast of Spain, few also argued that it could be even under Antarctica. For a long time, the Azores was believed to be the site of the city of Atlantis. However, the new research has revealed a new place, and the scientists are sure that Atlantis can be found in Cadiz, somewhere between the Spain and Morocco waters. 2. The unknown size of Atlantis city. Plato, talking about the mysterious underwater kingdom, wrote, "For the ocean, there was at that time navigable, for in front of the mouth which you Greeks call, as you say, the Pillars of Heracles, there lay an island which was larger than Libya and Asia together. It was possible for the travelers of that time to cross from it to the other islands, and from the islands to the whole of the continent over against them, which encompasses that veritable ocean." Agreeing with Plato over the size of the island, Tertullian, an early Christian author who believed that Atlantis once existed in the Atlantic Ocean, said it would be bigger than today's Libya and Asia combined. Since many others proposed the location of the city of Atlantis in the Mediterranean Sea, narrations have come out scaling the size of the city to Crete, Greece's largest island. 3. Who built Atlantis city? Legend says that the Atlantis city was built by Poseidon, when he fell in love with a mortal woman Plato. He made this city on top of a hill, on an isolated island in the sea, to protect her and named it Atlantis. According to the story, Poseidon walked through the world to find the biggest island until he reached the biggest of them all, Atlantis, and found it inhabited by people, who were more beautiful and intelligent than the rest of the world. There he met and fell in love with a woman called Plato. 4. Atlantis extraterrestrial connection. Stories also claim that the original inhabitants of the lost city of Atlantis are believed to be of extraterrestrial origin, and reached there about 50,000 years ago from the Lyrian star system. Despite being much taller and fairer than today's average human being, the average lifespan of these people is believed to have been 800 years, making them robust prototypes of the existent human race then. 5. Atlantis was swallowed up by the Bermuda Triangle. One theory about where the lost civilization disappeared to is that, it was swallowed up by the Bermuda Triangle. The patch of the Atlantic Ocean, also known as the Devil's Triangle, became an urban legend, after more than 50 ships and 20 airplanes disappeared in the area. 6. Atlantis was destroyed in a natural disaster. Among the endless theories of what happened to the ancient world are suggestions that natural disasters are to blame for the destruction of the island. Most prominently these include mass flooding, an earthquake or volcanic eruption. One theory that keeps reoccurring is that the fall of Atlantis is in reference to a huge volcanic eruption that happened on the Greek island of Santorini about 3,600 years ago. The eruption spewed out around 9.5 to 14.3 cubic miles of lava, resulting in a large underwater caldera at Santorini, and causing huge amounts of the land to become submerged. Around 10 million tons of rock, ash and gas were thrown into the atmosphere at this point. This eruption, along with the large tsunami that is believed to have followed, is often blamed for the destruction of the society. 7. Who was the king of Atlantis? As per legend, Plato had 5 pairs of twin sons with Poseidon. The eldest was named Atlas. He later inherited his father's kingdom and became the great king of Atlantis. 8. Rising of Atlantis. Other than the legend of the lost city of Atlantis and other fables, the fact about the city remains unknown. Among historians and other researchers, the findings of Edgar Cayce had something different to tell. Edgar Cayce believed in the rising of the lost city once again like the sun rises from the sea. He predicted a new land would appear off the east coast of North America. 9. Atlantis was Antarctica. A different theory suggests that Atlantis was actually a much warmer version of the chilly continent of Antarctica that exists today. Charles Hapgood suggested the Earth's crust moved 12,000 years ago, causing the continent, which is now Antarctica, to move further south than from its original position in the Atlantic. This has in turn lent itself to explanations about Atlantis, with some hypothesizing that the warmer, more temperate conditions on the continent could have given way to more advanced civilizations. But when this sudden shift happened, the society could not deal with the plummeting temperature. Supporters of the theory suggest the once thriving city would have then been buried under layers and layers of ice. Claims of a hidden land under the icy continent have even led to scientists trying to find glimpses of human life. In 2017, the discovery of a hydraulic system underneath the ice sheets in Antarctica led people to hypothesize that it was evidence of Atlantis. Scientists said they had found enormous structures, some as big as the Eiffel Tower, buried in the ice sheets. 10. Atlantis never existed at all. Despite all the intriguing theories, most scientists and historians have come to the conclusion that Atlantis probably never existed. Many believe the works of Plato were fictional, and created to substantiate his moral arguments. Outside of Plato's dialogues, there are no written records of Atlantis, despite there being a number of written records of other matters that survived from ancient Greece. Even with advances in oceanography and technologies that can carry out ocean floor mapping, no traces of the sunken city have been found.